What's up, my friend? Welcome back to another video. And today we're taking a look at my favorite choir libraries. I don't think I've done a video on this before, but choir is something I do use in my mockups all the time. And so I wanted to share that with you here, and it's going to be way simpler than you even think. Let me show you why. So here, these sections, or this section right here, is where I sort of store my choir libraries in my contact player area. I have Chorus from Audio Imperia, I have Storm Choir Ultimate from Stress of Sampling, and the newly released Westwood Choir Alt Choir, which is really cool on its own as well. And some other stuff here from Realitone, for example, Solo from Audio Imperia, and Boy Soloist. So lots of great libraries at our disposal and out there on the market. However, I actually don't use any of these on a regular basis. Instead, let me share with you what I actually use. That is right here. And these are not even dedicated choir libraries. So the first one I use almost all the time is Metropolis Ark 1's choir. So I'll pull up these really quickly here. I'll pull up these sustains. I'll also pull in the legato here right underneath. And let's do the same for the men here too. Sustains and legato. Okay, so let me quickly play some sustains for you here for the women. Let's see if we can hear this. I mean, isn't that as glorious of a sound as you can get? It's so beautiful, and the amount of detail and life in those samples, there is no way, for me at least, that I could hear that and not think it's a real choir. There's just something about that authenticity and the passion in the sound. It sounds so real, and to this day, I still really want a Berlin choir library. I think a lot of people do, based on these samples that we get in these Metropolis Ark libraries, which is incredible. And I'm like literally not trying to shill here for them. I just want to share with you what I actually use. So let me play the legato here really fast here. Right, so fully exposed, you can hear a bit of those transitions, how they're not the absolute cleanest, but in the context of a full mix, those transitions really come through. You can hear the slide between some of those notes, and it just adds so much realism and life to an arrangement, which is so cool. Let me do the same here with the choir men sustains here. So let's have a quick listen. Right, especially on those low notes, that low F and like E, you can hear sort of the strain in the low range of the voice. I cannot sing those low notes myself very regularly, so yeah, the choir really helps there. And let's hear the legato as well. Absolutely beautiful. So the one thing about these choirs though is that because Metropolis Ark 1 is geared more towards the bombastic, like loud side of trailer music, orchestral trailer music, that is the approach that was captured in these samples as well. So if you want a softer sound, a softer dynamic for these libraries, it's not, or these patches, it's not really going to be in here. You would actually need Metropolis Ark 2 for that. And the additional benefit of Ark 2 is that you have a children's choir, which I use every so often as well. So just to really quickly show you the difference in dynamic, let me pull up the sustains patch here for the women choir. So let's have a quick listen to this right here. right? So even though the absolute volume, like the level at which these patches are playing at, are pretty consistent, they both sound equally loud to our ears, the performance volume is way different because these patches above, they're big and bombastic and loud. There's a lot of throat, like there's a lot of vibrato in there and grit. But in these sustains, it's very ethereal, very heavenly. And that approach is completely opposite to Arc 1. So Arc 1 and 2 are sort of polar opposites in terms of the approaches sampled by or orchestral tools, right? Arc 2 is very focused on the quieter side of things. And let me show you the children's choir here as well. Let's bring in the legato here. So there we go. Really, really pretty. So go-to, if I want really loud or soft performances, Arc 1 and Arc 2 are my absolute go-to. However, sometimes I just want a more general all-purpose choir for singing oohs and ahs, and I want full control of the, more or less of the full dynamic range. And in that case, the other library I will use regularly is Time Macros Mixed Choir. So this is both men and women, and they have ahs, oohs, zzz, and like n's and so on, and like ad-lib stuff. But I just like that they have these workhorse patches, and the ooh patch specifically is the one I'm using the most. So let me quickly share that with you here. These are just sustains. And there we go. So if you were to ask me right now, which developer puts out the best choir libraries on the market, or best, not best, favorite, which developer creates your favorite choir samples right now, it would still go to orchestral tools. And the great part is, or the cool part is that these are not even dedicated choir libraries, right? These are choirs within larger packages. So just imagine if orchestral tools put out a choir library. Selfishly, I would want it for Kontakt, but I know that's probably not going to happen. It would probably be a sign library. That would sell like hotcakes, I think. There's just a realism, there's a detail to them that just feels so good. The recording quality is pristine. Like seriously, I feel like that's the one thing that makes orchestral tools really stand out sometimes, is that the actual recording quality itself is so pristine. It's so clear. And the fact that it's also recorded in Teldex, there's that room sound that's so natural too. It reminds me a lot of Cinesamples with their Cinesymphony series in the Sony scoring stage. I just really love both recording approaches, and I've used Cinesamples essentially from the beginning, and I've also used Orchestral Tools Berlin series since the beginning as well. And because the arcs are all recorded in Teldex as well, and time is, I believe, as well, it's a very consistent sound. And if you really wanted to, of course, you can go in the back end and use different mic positions and, tweak your own mic mix. But by default, I just really like how the close and the tree combine to give us a lot of that detail of the sound, but also the warmth and the resonance of the hall within as well. So those are my favorite choir libraries: Arc stuff and time stuff, okay? So hopefully that kind of helps. And if you want to check out my full composing process, like how I actually use orchestral instruments in a mock-up and how I think about writing music from start to finish, I want to give you access to my workshop, the Complete Composers Framework. And it's down below. It's an on-demand workshop that you can watch for absolutely free. It's about 45 minutes long of hard training, and it literally walks you through my entire process of making music from start to finish. And I hope you find it helpful. If you've ever been interested in the way I create music, I hope it adds a lot of value to you. And I want to give it to you as a gift for watching this video today. So thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.